thinking about Luke's version of the Christmas story. The text in its essence says in Luke chapter 2 verse 15, "And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said to one another these words, Let us now go even unto the city of Bethlehem, and see this thing which has now come to pass, which the Lord himself has made known unto us." So it was a dramatic event happening in Bethlehem, the Christmas story, the birth of the Messiah. So this time of the year, we don't see very many live nativity scenes. Back in the day, we used to see live nativity scenes, and we would have, in my home church, we would have different parties play different individuals play different parties in the nativity scene, and it would go through the evening, and we would, I don't know about y'all, but we would have rotated characters, and a person would stand out in the cold. It seemed to get cold back then. It doesn't do that anymore, right? But we would have folks play Mary, Joseph, and the shepherds and the wise men and all of those characters. They would rotate, and then they would go back we'd have hot chocolate and those kinds of things. Those were good days. Well, I don't think we could ever pull that off today. We'd be afraid to do that for fear of what might happen. It's a different day in which we live, but the Christmas story is still the same. When I think of live nativity scenes, I think of when I was in seminary. I had a close friend by the name of Danny Bell. Danny Bell. He was a music minister at the First Baptist Church of, what was that town we went to, Donnie?
I'm sorry?
What was the town we stayed in when we went to see Poppy?
Oh, Granbury.
Granbury, First Baptist Granbury. Yes, he was the music minister at First Baptist Granbury. He was so crazy. He was long, tall, skinny little guy. He was just so funny. But he had a live nativity scene every Christmas season. Every Christmas season, he would have a live nativity scene outside of First Baptist Granbury. And they really put it on big. And he always loved having the live animals in the live nativity scene. He loved having the live animals. And so one of his goals throughout seminary was to have a live camel. He'd always wanted a live camel in the nativity scene, but he'd never been able to get the budget committee. He had never been able to get the budget committee to go for financing having a live. Well, finally, he came to seminary right before Christmas. He said, "Guys, I am thrilled to death." He says, "The budget committee has approved me getting a live camel for the nativity scene. I cannot wait." And he said, it's just going to make it so realistic. And so I'm cramping. Anyhow, he had the live nativity with the live camel. He came back the first Sunday after the first Sunday of the live nativity scene to class. We were sitting in the student center. He said, "Man, don't ever get a live camel in a nativity scene." He said that was the meanest animal I've ever seen in my life. He said he was spitting at people. He was spitting at people. He was trying to bite people. And then he said he got mad. He got mad and tore the entire nativity scene up. They had donkeys running all over the place. Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny. So if we ever... It was so funny. I have no idea where he is now. But anyhow, if we ever have a live nativity, we will not have a live camel, I can assure you, unless we want to make things exciting. But that was a lot of fun. I'm crying. I can't even think. But a live nativity, and they're so meaningful. So we're going to